Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, the Mad Kiger. And up here today, guys, it's been a while since we did a video. And I apologise for that. I was going to do the Dynasty Warriors 5 review, but actually what I thought I'd do today is talk about something a little bit different when it comes to gaming. And what I've got is 5 things that gamers do, but they don't admit. And that, the thing is, I just want to start off by saying that these things that I'm sharing with you, these are all things that we do, but we try not to share them with other people. And, when it comes to gaming, there's always a sense of competitiveness with gaming, boasting, trying to, boast that you're the best and you're better than other people. But, I'm going to be honest with you. Playing video games.
We all know Ryan shit.
Playing with video games, there's no point, trying to feel ashamed in certain things that you do. And the things that I've got to share with you, it's just some things that, people try not to, brag about or say. And the first thing is playing games on easy mode. Now, I play games on easy mode 9 times out of 10 because when I get a game, and for the most part it's because, well, I've got hundreds and thousands of games. But when you play a video game, this is more when it comes to single player stuff. A lot of this applies to single player games. It's nice to have a challenge. Now, there are people out there that love the challenge, and that's fine. But then there are people that just want to play a game at their own pace, enjoy it for what it is. Playing on easy mode has some advantages. Of course, the most common advantage is for people who are new to the games. But, back in the day, video games didn't have difficulties. Back in the day, if you wanted to play a game, that was it. Now, I think there's a reason why older video games are harder. It's because, back in the 90s and the late 80s, people didn't have... Video games were more of a luxury than anything else. So, companies knew that making games tougher meant that people were going to play them more. When you were a kid growing up in the 80s and 90s with the NES and the Super Nintendo, if you got a game and you beat it in the case of a few hours, that was it. You weren't going to go back and play it again. You felt like you lost out on some money or you rented a game. And, there's a reason why video games have gotten easier over the years. And I'm not to say that there aren't challenging games out there. There are hundreds of challenging games. But playing on easy mode has its advantages. You can play the game in your own pace and not need to worry about dying or constantly doing the same mission over and over again, getting angry, and then, going, I don't want to play this game anymore. Now, most of the time when you get a game these days that has easy mode, it has 2 things written in it. It says, for people who are new to the game, and also for people who want to experience the story. And that's the thing, when it comes to single player video games, if you want to experience a story, you really, you don't want to be spending hours and hours stuck on the same mission or the same fight or, the same area. You want to make progress. So playing on easy isn't something you should feel ashamed of doing. Video games are meant to be enjoyed. If you want a challenging game, then by all means, play it on the harder difficulties. But don't feel ashamed for playing games on easy mode. There's no sense in competing with other people. If you're playing a single player game, the only people that are meant to be enjoying the game and the only person whose opinion should matter is your own. Don't feel like you need to, boast that you've beaten the newest game on the hardest difficulty straight away and, you're the boss and whatnot. We all boast. That's something that we do. But there's nothing wrong with getting a game and putting it on easy mode and just enjoying it for what it is. Playing a game on easy mode, there's nothing wrong with it. As long as you enjoy the game, then by all means, play on easy mode. I tend to play on easy mode for a few reasons. A, I like to enjoy my games. I want to experience the story. And like I said, because I've got so many games, constantly being stuck on one game isn't necessarily a good thing. And especially when you're playing some really good games out there and there might be one particular mission or something that you're stuck on and you're trying to beat it on hard and you're not progressing and then you give up and you feel like, you know, you may have missed out on a really awesome story or something, you know, because you gave up too early. The second thing the next one is save states and rewind systems. So this applies more to older video games. Now, for the most part, older video games are challenging in their own right. Games like Mega Man, Castlevania, Metroid, even some of the Mario Brother games. Now, a lot of these older games have come to modern systems as part of collections or download onlys, or, you know, archives like the Sega archives or the, you know, the Neo Geo classics and all that stuff. And, you know, it's nice to go back and play some of these classic games, but they're challenging in their own right. And, you know, save states are basically where you can take a picture exactly where you are, and then you come straight back to that part where you left off. So you don't need to worry about checkpoints. Especially save states are a must-have for people who want to play these older games more on emulators. But like I said, a lot of these games have been brought back to the modern generation and have save states. Don't feel bad about using save states, because yes, I know a lot of people hate on people who use save states, but don't feel bad about it. As long as you're playing the game, and you like I said, it kind of works like playing on easy mode, especially games that don't have a difficulty setting. Playing games like Mega Man 1, Castlevania, these games are challenging. You're gonna die, you're gonna fail, and sometimes it's annoying where you're making progress and you may make one tiny mistake, and then you've got to go all the way back to the beginning, or all the way back to the beginning of the game in some cases. So using save states isn't necessarily a bad thing. As long as you're progressing and you're enjoying yourself, what does it matter? And a similar thing in some video games now, you have a rewind system, which basically allows you to move back in time to go back to a place where you was before. So say, for example, you're playing Mega Man Collection, and you jump, and you may make a slight misconception of where you're meant to jump, and you end up dying. You can rewind and then go, you know, I'm going to try again and try a different way. Save states and rewind sort of work in a similar way. But again, don't feel bad about doing these things, because as long as you're enjoying yourself, you're moving forward with the game, don't feel bad. If you want the challenge, don't use save states, don't use emulators, don't use any of those things. But if you just want to play a game and enjoy it, then by all means, save states and rewind systems are a great thing. And there's a reason why more game companies are putting these features in their older games to bring them to the new generation, because these games are challenging and you can't exactly make Mega Man 1 easier. So the only way of doing that is adding save states and rewind systems. The next thing, kind of like, in a way, are cheat codes. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Do not cheat online. If you're playing online, don't cheat. That is wrong. People who cheat when you're playing an online game like Overwatch or Call of Duty, Battlefield, anyone who's cheating online, you deserve to be kicked out of the game. Playing online, always make sure you're playing as much as other people are. Don't give yourself an advantage, because it just makes you a dick. But if you're playing a single player game, there's a reason why cheat codes and cheat modes exist. Now, if you want to play the game seriously, don't use cheat codes. But don't feel bad about using cheat codes, especially when it comes to older games. I don't think anyone can sit here and say that they played any of the old Grand Theft Auto games like San Andreas, Vice City, Grand Theft Auto 3 without using at least one cheat code. And the reason for that is, yes, using cheat codes can give you an advantage in the game, but also you can have a lot of fun using cheat codes. But the thing is, if you're playing, there are games that have cheat mode, for example. For example, off the top of my head, one game that I can think of that has a cheat mode is the Dot Hack GU Trilogy remastered game, which has a cheat mode which basically makes you pretty much super strong. And that's also for people who want to play through the game and just enjoy it and see the story. There are other games like Uncharted, for example, or some of the Resident Evil games that have a cheat mode where you get unlimited ammo, or you can play through the game in different sort of... Some cheat codes aren't necessarily things that make the game easier. Sometimes they make the games harder. Sometimes they just change how the game plays. It doesn't matter. Cheat codes are something to be enjoyed at your own leisure. If you want to seriously play through a game and try and beat it without any cheat codes, by all means. But there's a reason why cheat codes exist. It's because A, you can have a lot of fun doing them, and B, to make the game a little bit easier on yourself if you want. Again, also sometimes cheat code in certain games can unlock certain characters. I don't think most people who grew up playing two-player games wanted to, but back in the day when you were, growing up with the PlayStation 2, for example, some games, when you played the game and you were like, oh, I got a new game, let's play it together, like a fighting game or a racing game or something like that. And you and your friend were or a first-person shooter, you and your friend was like, or your brother or your sister, whatever, you were like, yes, come on, let's play together. And you were a bit disappointed that there was hardly anything unlocked for you to play together. So a lot of companies put in these cheat codes so you could actually have everything unlocked straight away and enjoy the game with other people. So cheat codes do have their advantages if you want to do it. But like I said, do not use cheat codes online because it just makes you a dick. I hate playing games and having someone cheating because it really ruins it for other people. Play safe, play fair if you're playing online. If you're playing on your own, by all means, cheat codes are the way to go. Another thing that a lot of people get embarrassed about with video games is actually certain video games. Now, we all like to admit that we play the most manly butch games, the Call of Duties, the Dark Souls, the the strong action games. But then there are people that play more cutesy games, There are plenty of cutesy games out there that, people say, oh, these games are targeted towards girls and stuff like that. But I just want to put it out there that it doesn't matter what game you play, whether you play Fortnite, whether you play Little Dragon's Calf, whether you play Harvest Moon, or whether you play The Suffering or Outlast or Dark Souls. Video games are made to be enjoyed by anyone and anyone. I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, let's play Sesame Street Countdown or something like that. But if you want to enjoy a video game, feel free to play whatever you want. Don't let other people influence you on what you should and shouldn't play. Yes, there are people who are entitled to their own opinion. I, for one, don't like Fortnite. But I respect that there are people out there that love Fortnite. Same with FIFA. I don't like FIFA, even though I pretty much got every FIFA game that ever existed. But I don't like the games. But I respect that people do like these games. Don't feel ashamed to admit that you like a certain game. And the good news is that more and more communities exist now through social media, and you can find people that, enjoy the game just as much as you. There's a reason why there are millions of video games out there, and there are thousands of different types of video games out there. It's because there's something for everyone. Whether you want to sit there and play Wii bowling in your house, or you want to sing karaoke, or you want to slay the mightiest dragon in the land, or you want to kill some Russians and Koreans and Japanese or whatever, go for it. That's the whole point of video games, is you want to explore and do all these different things. Don't feel bad about what you play. Don't let others influence you on what you want to play. I've had people say to me, why do you play Dynasty Warriors? They're so boring. It's the same game. But does that make me not play the games? No, because I enjoy them. Don't ever let anyone tell you that you shouldn't play a certain type of game. There are some games out there that you shouldn't play, like banned games and wrong type of games on the dark web side of the internet. But I think that's common sense, right? But again, there's a reason why I collect so many different video games. Is because I like to explore and have fun with a variety of video games. And I think another sort of funny one in some senses is getting your emotions get the best of you. Now, video games nowadays have become, in many ways, more of masterpieces, of works of art. Back in the day, you know, it was a simple concept: save the princess, save the land, get from point A to B, drive a car. But there are games that exist out there that have amazing storylines. Games like Red Dead Redemption, Metal Gear Solid, you know, Grand Theft Auto. Some of the Grand Theft Auto games have amazing stories, you know. The Yakuza series, for example. And there are games out there that will make you angry. There are games that will make you cry. There are games that will make you laugh. Don't feel ashamed to share your expressions when playing a video game, especially if you're playing a game that has an emotional story. Let your emotions sometimes come out when you're playing a game. Don't feel bad about it. Enjoy the game, but also take in what the game developer is trying to put forward. You know, playing a game, and you know, like The Last of Us, the beginning of The Last of Us, the original Last of Us, had a very emotional beginning. The ending of Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 had a very sad ending. Don't feel afraid to share your emotions when you're playing video games, because all it shows is that you actually care about what you're playing. And more video games are doing this nowadays, taking chances, putting dark and depressing and even sometimes downright tear-jerking moments in video games. Because the thing is, video games are like movies, works of art. People are allowed to be creative with these games nowadays. So don't feel bad, you know, if you let a tear dry when you're playing a video game because your favorite main character has died or passed away, or, you know, left the game or something like that. You know, video games are meant to be enjoyed, but they're also meant to be experienced. Some games are called experiences. So, you know, there we have it. There are some things that I just wanted to share with you about video games that people try not to let out. And I just wanted to show that, you know, there are reasons why people do these things. You know, like I said, they feel embarrassed about it. But at the end of the day, everyone's entitled to do what they want to do in video games. As long as you're not harming other people when you're playing these games, like I said with the cheating online, then go for it. Do what you want to do. Enjoy video games. I, for one, enjoy playing my video games in many different ways. You know, playing a game on easy mode, nothing wrong with that as long as you're enjoying yourself. So, sorry this has been a bit of a different one here today. I have got a few ideas on what some upcoming videos are. Of course, there will be a review on Dynasty Warriors 5 coming soon. I might do a video based on some superhero games coming up. Some games based on franchises, licensed video games. I've got some good ones for that. I do want to do a video based on why I think it's a good time to start collecting for PS4 now. And then maybe a video as to why maybe I'm not going to get the PS5 on the Series X at the moment. I have some ideas in mind. I just want to say that I'm a little bit pissed off because I did actually beat Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War the other day, but I couldn't upload the video to YouTube because I think it had music. So I apologise for that. If you want to see those videos, go check them out on my Twitch. They're still up there right now. I did beat Call of Duty Black Ops. Just thought I'd share my personal opinions on the game before ending off the video. I enjoyed the story. It definitely gave me some nostalgia for the original Call of Duty Black Ops. I did like this sort of new features like the body guard mode thing where you can grab enemies. I did like that it had some realism to it with the MK Ultra thing. I don't want to give any spoilers away. I do like the fact that the game has multiple paths you can take, multiple options. Again, how much does it actually change the game is really down to, you know, how much you play it, I guess, if you want to go back and play it again. I, for one, have beaten it. I probably ain't going to go back and play through it again anytime soon. I just want to say that the zombies, I kind of like that they're trying to make it a bit more into like a quick play thing. If you're playing online, you just want to play through a quick couple of rounds and get some XP and stuff. But I really hope that in the later DLCs they add some more classic zombies, survival and stuff like that, rather than the quick in and out thing. Multiplayer is still fun. I weren't a big fan of the Fireteam mode at first, but when I played it with my friend, I actually had a lot of fun doing it. and that's the mode where there's four teams of 10, and no, sorry, 10 teams of 4, sorry, and you basically have to capture the bombs and, you know, deposit the uranium in them. Playing online on your own didn't really have much enjoyment for that, but when I played it with my friend, I actually had a pretty good time doing it. How much am I going to go back and play Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War? It might be one of them games that I just play every so often. I enjoyed it, but Call of Duty is a game that I play maybe a couple of times and then don't play it and then come back to it. It'll be a game that I come back to every so often, you know, when they add new stuff and things. I still feel like there's a lot of things they can do to the game and add to the game at the moment, but it's only come out a couple of days ago, so don't be expecting everything to be included at once. That's the way video games are now, unfortunately. Not everything's included straight away. They come out later on in updates and DLC. Just the way it is, unfortunately. But I will be streaming tonight. I'm going to be playing some more Vermintide 2. Hopefully me and my friend are going to be able to beat that last Beast, the Beastmaster campaign or the Beastmen campaign, and, you know, maybe experience some of the new modes and things like that. I haven't decided on my next playthrough yet, but part of me is tempted to start Yakuza 3. So that may be coming sometime this week. I do want to actually go back and maybe start a new playthrough, maybe do a PS4 game. It's been a while since I played PS4. But anyway, if you enjoyed today's video, feel free to leave a like and, of course, comment below. Let me know some of your things that you do with video games that you may be a bit embarrassed about. Do you agree with what I said? Do you disagree? Let me know in those comments below. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already. Sorry for the lateness of this video, but I will try and do some more uploads throughout the week. And as always, guys, feel free to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the Mad Kiger, and also Twitch. I will be streaming tonight at 7 PM British Standard Time, of course. And as always, continuing on with some Vermintide. I will try and do some more playthroughs soon, and hopefully get some videos back up on YouTube of gameplay. Just got to be a bit careful now with what sort of games I'm playing online to put on YouTube, because some of them have music and I keep forgetting about that. But anyway, guys, have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye.